And you know what? They should be. They're right that this nation is facing serious issues. However, xenophobia and racism are not the solutions to these issues. We can dominate this election. We can convince a significant portion of Donald Trump's supporters that we have the radical solutions necessary to put this nation on the right track. The choice is yours. Do you want things to continue as they have for the past few decades? Do you want to risk Do you want to risk having Donald Trump as our president? Do you want to risk him representing us on the world stage? Or do you want to embrace the political revolution and start to solve the serious issues facing this nation? I humbly ask you to choose the latter option and join me in supporting Bernie Sanders in his run for the Democratic nomination for the office of President of the United States of America.
After Chris Wicker gave a brief synopsis of Good morning, Democrats! Doesn't this get you revved up, make you excited? Make you want to be more active? 8 years ago, I was a delegate. I went to the county convention and I went to the state convention. And that got me jazzed. I wanted to be more active. So now, 8 years later, I'm standing on this stage as a candidate for Sparks Justice of the Peace. With my personal cheering section. Many people think a Justice of the Peace just marries people. And that's true. But we also handle 75% of our caseload will be criminal cases, felonies and gross misdemeanors, and misdemeanors. There's small claims court, there's landlord-tenant, there's restraining orders, traffic violations, code enforcement. As a Justice of the Peace, I would solely be responsible as the trial judge and sentencing judge on misdemeanors. How do I have the ability to do this? Well, I've been working in the criminal justice field for 15 years. I've worked in prosecution, I've worked as a victim advocate, I've worked in juvenile detention, and I have worked at the public defender's office for the past 9 years as a felony trial attorney. Now you ask, why this position? I was born and raised in Sparks. My daughter is being born and raised in Sparks. I love it there. Growing up, I felt safe. And I want to make sure that you feel safe in Sparks as well. Today, in our society, the United States has 4.4% of the world population. Unfortunately, we have 22% of the world's incarcerated population. This number is outrageous. This affects each and every one of you. These are our family members, our friends, and our children. We stigmatize them. We isolate them by incarcerating them. And when they get back out, what happens? They do what they know. They commit more crimes and they victimize more people. So you ask, why does somebody running for Justice of the Peace, handling mostly misdemeanor cases, matter? Most of the people who are arrested on crimes start as a misdemeanor. And this is where I come in. Most of these people are drug addicts or alcoholics. They are mentally ill. Many of them are young people who just lack the proper coping skills, and they need to be taught taught these coping skills. If they aren't, then after they come out of the jails and the prisons, what do we get? The same thing. It's a never-ending cycle. And I'll be the first to admit that there's some people out there that cannot be walking our streets. They absolutely deserve to be incarcerated. But the ones that we can treat and the ones we can rehabilitate deserve that rehabilitation. I have had the rare opportunity to work in all of the different fields. And for that reason, I know what our resources are. And guess what? We have resources here, and we have more and more programs that are available. Working with these populations, I have learned which people should get which resources. I know how to apply these resources and use them to our benefit. Every day, I will work hard to ensure justice and fairness in the court system. I am compassionate, I am fair, and I am ethical. I will use my knowledge and experience to make our community safer as justice of the peace. So on November 8th, I ask for all of you Sparks voters and all of you Reno and county voters who know people in Sparks to come out and vote Jessica Longley for Sparks Justice of the Peace Department of Labor.
30 volunteers, I'm told, that have badges that say floor leaders. If they ask you to move, please do so. If they tell you you need to move down, move sideways, jump up, turn around, all of that. They're going to try and get everybody in place so that we can do that count at 12:15, especially if we want to do that platform by 2. And I know you all do. The other thing I want to announce is we are going to have speakers, one from Hillary, one from Bernie. They graciously agreed to a coin flip to decide who goes first, so they'll be up pretty soon. So, my next speaker is a lovely young woman named Jennifer Crow, who wants to speak about Nevada's background checks. We're going to give her a couple minutes to do so. So, Jennifer.
Let's try this again. Good morning. Great. Like Mary said, my name is Jennifer Crow. I'm the Communications Director for Nevadans for Background Checks. And I'm here to talk to you today about the Background Check Initiative, which is what our campaign is working to pass. It's one of the most important things, or ballot questions, on the ballot this year. Currently in Nevada, when you buy a gun at a gun store, a Shields or a Cabela's, you go through a background check. However, a loophole exists in the law that allows private sales online and at gun shows to occur, no background check required. We're working to close that loophole by passing the Background Check Initiative. This initiative is very simple. It's not a nefarious scheme to take people's guns or create a gun registry. The purpose is simple: to require background checks on all gun sales in Nevada, including those that are done privately, online, and at gun sales, to keep guns out of the hands of felons, criminals, and domestic abusers who are exploiting this loophole to purchase guns without a background check. We know that background checks work. Since 1998, 2.4 million sales to felons and criminals have been blocked by the background check system nationally. And in Nevada, between 2012 and 2014, 5,379 felons, criminals, domestic abusers were stopped from purchasing guns in Nevada because of background checks. Clearly, if we level the playing field between licensed dealers and private sellers, we are going to do more to keep guns out of the hands of dangerous people and make our communities safer. In Nevada, we've done studies that estimate 1 in 11 people trying to buy a gun online is a prohibited purchaser. So if you do that math, it works out to over 3,000 guns that are being bought online in our state without background checks by felons and others who are prohibited from purchasing them. We can do more to make all of us safer, and that's why more than 80% of Nevadans support criminal background checks on all gun sales. We know this measure will make a difference in our state. It has in the 18 other states with similar laws. They've seen the rates of police officers murdered with guns, women killed by their intimate partners with guns, and gun suicides. Those rates have all been cut nearly in half when they've passed similar legislation. We are building a broad coalition of supporters statewide. We have more than 50 community leaders from law enforcement, business, domestic violence advocacy, education, casinos, small business, large business on our advisory board and supporting our initiative. We've had thousands of people commit to support the background check initiative when it's on the ballot in November. We are building our endorsement list. We have law enforcement endorsements from the Nevada Association of Public Safety Officers, which represents more than 1,500 police officers in our state, and our own former Washoe County Sheriff, Mike Haley, is one of our advisory board members as well. I hope that you will consider adding your voice to our coalition. We have a table. Please learn more. Visit our website at safenevada.org. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and please vote for the Background Check Initiative on November and help us make Nevada safer.
I give you Brian Catherine Sullivan.
My name is Ryan Sullivan. I'm currently running for Reno Justice of the Peace Department 3. I attended my first law school class in preschool, and I attended my first trial in elementary school. How was this possible? Well, I was tagging along with my mother, who was putting herself through law school at night and going on to try trials in Winnemucca, and had to sometimes take her daughter along with her. And I learned a lot in those days. And my mother is one of the first 100 women admitted to practice in the Nevada State Bar. I feel really blazed a trail for me and other women in law to be where I am today. I don't think she liked it so much when I would come up and tap her on the shoulder and say, "Mama, you should have objected to that." Don't think the judge liked it very much either, but I would slink back to my spot where I was supposed to sit. But I've dedicated my career to representing indigent people. I've been in the public defender's office for 17 years. And I'm currently a chief deputy, and I represent children, and I supervise a team that represents children accused of crimes, which I think has been some of the most valuable work I've ever done. I've also taught. I teach criminal law and procedure at UNR. I've also taught at the Washoe County School Safe and Drug-Free program, and I'm also one of the only public defenders to be asked to regularly speak at the Northern Nevada Law Enforcement Academy, teaching new recruits about the law and about my perspective as a public defender. So thank you so much for your time. I'm thrilled to be running unopposed and with the districts.
Cities are the economic engines, and we need to take advantage of that with a city that is very workable, very focused on our quality of life for all of our residents, and that's the projection. We are moving on forward right now. So thank you very much for all of your interest in this great election season. Please remember to primary and support our local agendas. Thank you very much.
The Washoe County Democratic Party took a very active role in the Reno City Council races in the last election. We elected, I believe, 3 Democrats, and that was unheard of, and we were absolutely thrilled. Now we have an opportunity with our next speaker to get some Democrats on the Sparks City Council. We have Julia Ratty now, the only Democrat, the only woman in I think a 5-member council, but we have an opportunity to elect a new person, Denise Lopez. She said, so we can have another woman, and she said she would probably be, and I'm sure this is true, the only progressive on that council.
Hello, Democrats, how are you? So, my name's Denise, and I'm running for Sparks City Council. And I am one of the progressives that's running for Ward 1. So, but what I'm here is because I want to let you know about myself and why I'm running. My family, I grew up in a working class family. My parents worked long hours, either as farm workers, restaurant workers, or at a meat packing company to provide for our family. And early on, they taught me the value of hard work. And I think whatever the work they did, they always went above and beyond to do their job, and they always did it with a smile on their face. So their struggle motivated me to be active and participate in the community.
Reno Verde Justice of Peace. I want you to give a warm welcome to Pete Perez.
I'd like to first thank Mary Conner for all she's done for our party. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here today. My name is Pete Sferrazza. I'm a Reno Justice of the Peace. I am a Democrat, and I'm running for re-election. I served as a Peace Corps volunteer, Director of Nevada Indian Legal Services, Deputy Nevada Attorney for Injured Workers, as a tribal judge, City Councilman, Mayor of Reno, Chairman of the Washoe County Commission, and Chairman of the State Party, Democratic Party of Nevada. As a judge, I make very hard and emotional decisions that affect the very core of a person's life. I know the importance of having the proper demeanor and temperament to deal with these issues, and how important it is to quickly and fairly resolve the cases that come before me. I listen to the parties before I make a decision, and I work hard to be fair and impartial judge for the people. I have never made a decision based on partisan politics, and I never will. But I am a Democrat because we care about people. We believe that health care is a right and not a privilege. We believe that our senior citizens should retire with dignity. That's why we support Social Security and Medicare. We believe that working men and women deserve a decent wage and safe working conditions. That's why we support the right of the unions to engage in collective bargaining. We believe that a good education is a right, not a privilege. We are the largest political party in America and the oldest political party on the face of this earth. It is time that we speak out if we care about the future of our country. The Republican solution to the economy is to cut taxes for the wealthy, cut funding for education, unemployment, and health care. Republicans believe in trickle-down economics. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of being trickled on. The Republican Party solution is a step-by-step plan to repeal Obamacare and defeat financial reform. I don't believe Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton will let them get away with it. Do you? We need to thank our lucky stars that Senator Reid got reelected, or we'd be paying for health care with chickens. We have always been the party of hope. Let us have the courage to speak out against the Republican lies. Let us provide hope for the least fortunate among us. Let us rebuild our cities, educate our children, improve health care, and clean up our environment. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King, we must work unceasingly to lift this nation to a higher destiny, to a new plateau of compassion. Some men see things as they are and say, why? We dream things that never were and say, why not? We must dedicate ourselves to re-electing Democrats who care about people. If you want a Nevadan who's a lifelong Democrat, battle-born, Nevada blue, tried and true, I would appreciate